Hello, how's it going, everybody? Hope you're doing well. Peace and blessings upon you all. Happy Ramadan from everybody at AddiBiotics, and welcome back to more stories of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Today, we're going to be exploring a pivotal chapter in this seerah of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, which was the boycott of the Banu Hashim. This is one of the most difficult trials faced by the early Muslim communities in Mecca, and was revealed deep lessons about patience, unity, and divine wisdom. So what led the boycott? As the message of Islam continued to spread publicly, the Qurayshi leaders grew increasingly worried. They had to resist the Prophet, peace be upon him's call, by mocking him and insulting him, torturing early converts, pressurizing families to renounce their faith. But despite these efforts, Islam continued to attract sincere followers. The Qurayshi then decided one broader tactic. Instead of targeting individuals, they would target the clan that protected the Prophet, peace be upon him, which was Banu Hashim. So what was the boycott? Number 2. The Qurayshi drafted a written agreement which was hung inside the Kaaba that declared, no one is to marry into the Banu Hashim, no one is to trade or do business with them, no one is to offer them any form of help or hospitality. This agreement effectively cut off all economic and social supports for the Prophet, peace be upon him, and his clan. The goal was simple but harsh: remove tribal protection so that the Qurayshi could pressure Banu Hashim to hand over the Prophet, peace be upon him, something that they could not do while his tribe stood with him. Number 3. The Valley of Hardship. As a result of the boycott, the Banu Hashim, including Muslims and non-Muslims, were forced into a small, narrow valley outside Makkah. They had no access to trade, food, or social support. Families went hungry, even children suffered from starvation. Reports from early historians described how the cries of children went unanswered and adults endured extreme difficulty, yet they did not give in. Number 4. Signs of divine support and the end of the boycott. 2 remarkable things happened during this period. A. The secret support from compassionate people. Although the boycott was official, some Qurayshi individuals secretly sent food and help to the boycotted families, indicating that among them and the opponents, some recognized the injustice. And B. The boycott document was defaced. According to early seerah reports, when the written agreement was later taken down from the Kaaba, most of it was eaten away by insects, except for the name of Allah. Many scholars saw this symbolic sign that Allah preserves his name even when people try to suppress the truth. Soon after that, the boycott was officially lifted. Number 5. Lessons from the boycott. This event teaches us important and timeless lessons. Number 1. Trials are part of God's plan. When truth begins to spread, resistance and hardship often follow. The Prophet, peace be upon him, and his companions, may Allah be pleased with them, faced real suffering, yet they remained steadfast. 2. Unity and loyalty are powerful. Even members of the Banu Hashim were not yet Muslim. They stood by the Prophet, peace be upon him, out of family loyalty. This unity protected him and preserved the message in its early days. Number 3. Difficulties built resilience. Rather than breaking the early Muslim community, the boycott strengthened their faith, patience, and resolve. They learnt to support one another and remain patient until hardship. And in conclusion, the boycott of the Banu Hashim was not just a social or economic tactic. It was a test of faith, endurance, and character. Although the Qurayshi intended to break the Prophet, peace be upon him's movement, yet it stood and demonstrated that strength of the early believers, the patience of the Prophet, peace be upon him, the resilience of an emerging community rooted in truth. This period remains one of the most important lessons in the seerah, the biography of the Prophet, peace be upon him, when faced with intense hardship, steadfastness, and unity that turn trials into triumphs. Now, time for reflective thoughts. As I've mentioned previously in some of the lectures, when you do try to spread the truth, nobody likes it. They don't. And they want to live under falsehood, they want to live under lies, they want to, we live in a society where people hate the honest person, but they love the liar. You see it every single day, you see it wherever you go, and it's a fact of life. But when you're trying to do something, somebody puts barriers in front of you saying, oh no, we're going to stop you from doing this, we're going to stop you from doing that. Remember that this is all just a test. This is a test of patience. This is a test of reality. This is a test of your determination to overcome all the obstacles that are being thrown in your way. But most importantly, and as I mentioned before, remain patient through absolutely everything you're doing in life, and hopefully, God willingly, this will all work out for you in the end. But you got to remain patient. You can't let the silly people out there telling you not to do something because they can't do anything themselves. So I hope you liked today's lesson. I hope everything's going well for the rest of Ramadan. As you all know, please click subscribe, turn on notifications, and we'll see you soon. Again, from everybody at AddiBiotics, all the best and God bless.